It is 5:50 a.m. August 30th. It's Labor Day weekend. We are going to get the boat hooked up here and we are going to head to the lake we were fishing at for the very first time 2 weeks ago. Had a lot of good action there. Yeah, we were fishing the pads with the topwater frog, and that's what we're probably going to try to do again. 2 weeks ago we fished there. We only fished a little bit of the pads just due to the wind was blowing into most of the good pads I wanted to fish. So we really didn't get to fish all those areas. And there's two channels that go to two different lakes. So there's three lakes all connect together, and then there's like another little channel that kind of just goes back into a swamp. So plenty of area to fish. So we're gonna get the boat hooked up and head to the lake. It's just starting to get light out and it's 47 degrees. So it's a little chilly, but pretty soon we're gonna be getting up early to go sit in a deer stand instead of going out on the water. So pretty excited to be out in the water. I think it's gonna be a beautiful morning and we'll see you out there. Alright guys, we are here. Lake's looking really juicy. Pretty excited. Last weekend I didn't get to fish at all in the boat due to really high winds on both Saturday and Sunday, but it's just beautiful. It's supposed to be a high of like 9-mile-an-hour winds today, so it's just gorgeous. We're gonna start fishing these pads right away. The past 2 times we've been here, these pads have given us a run for our money. We've lost some nice fish. We've always had some good blow-ups in here. We've just never been able to hook into any. But we are out here. There's actually a boat already out in a truck at the landing, so which is surprising. I got up pretty early, but I guess we got to do better and get out here earlier. So I'm pretty excited. We're gonna hook the boat and we'll be in the boat shortly. Almost forgot the net and rods again in the back of my truck. All right guys, finally we are out on the water. Fog is rolling off. Water temp's definitely warmer than the air. Right now it's 67, but we got fish busting already. We're gonna start throwing this bait, this Berkeley chopper right away. We're about 5-6 feet of water out here. There's a bunch of weeds. So this is a good bait to start with, and then we're gonna throw those pads probably with the topwater frog. Just a beautiful morning out here. Took a little bit to get out here, just with me flying the drone and everything. It's always time consuming, and then of course in Mac fashion we always seem to break something. We broke a trailer light backing in. I knew I was close to the dock, but I knew I was clearing it, but there was a wheel underwater. Every dock is a little different, and this one has wheels sticking out, and I hit that with the trailer lights. So I busted the one trailer light and bent the fender. So that's cool. Gonna have to fix that. Whatever. Hopefully we catch some fish. Stay tuned. Oh my God. That's a good one. Literally second cast with a topwater frog. They're in the pad still, boys. This is a pretty big one, whatever this fish is. Nice bass, it looks like. Stay on, girl. Oh yeah, holy crap. Well, we got redemption, boys. First fish of the morning. It's a freaking tank, and we finally got one out of these pads. I was just talking about how these pads have been giving us a run for our money with a lot of missed fish and stuff. But Jesus, that thing's huge. Not a big mouth, but just a huge body. Jesus, what a start. All right, that makes up for the broken trailer at light. Second cast with the frog. Unbelievable. Freaking giant. Look at that fish. What a year it's been. Just a freaking tank. Look at that fish, guys. I've only been out here for probably 10 minutes. Second cast with the frog. Holy crap, that was so sick. Let's see how long this girl is. Not like insanely long, but just a built fish, almost 19, 18 3/4. Let's get a weight on her. I mean, that fish just completely destroyed the frog. I did put new batteries in this last night in anticipation. Four-pounder. I hope you guys can see it. 4 pounds, 2 ounces. What a freaking tank. Look at that fish, guys. Wow. Look at that. Freaking giant. Alright, guys. Got some good pictures of this big girl. Just shy of 19 inches, 4 pounds. Just a tank of a fish. First one in the morning. Second cast with the topwater frog in the lily pads. Just annihilated that frog. Thank you, big girl. There she goes. Another giant. Man, he doesn't feel that big, but he looked big. Still on. Oh, it's a northern. I was gonna say, holy crap, look at that bait. I mean, talk about just an apex predator. Both that bass I just caught in the northern. The fact that they're just pinpointing this frog, and look at how they eat that bait. Just crazy to think about. I really thought that was another big bass, and this frog is done for. Gosh, it's got a big slit up in the front. I don't know if she's gonna float anymore, but that's the second fish. I thought it was another big bass. Second fish on the topwater frog, little guy, little snot rocket. Wow, that had to be a northern. That thing was gnarly. I was just thinking about how I should retie from that previous pike I caught, and then we get that blow up. But yeah, I don't think it would be a bad idea to retie. That was a pretty big fish. Dude. Oh my God. This is running right at me. Giant. It's huge. It is huge. No! Oh my God, that thing was huge. That was stupid. I should have grabbed the net. That was a huge bass. Oh gosh. Another giant. That was bigger than the last. Oh, that was stupid. Should have grabbed the net. All right, guys, I'm pretty heartbroken right now. That fish has me tore up. 5 minutes ago, we just lost that huge fish. I basically caught him in open water. I saw some weeds sticking up out of the water, casting my frog there, and he just freaking went completely airborne for that frog, and just instantly, as soon as he grabbed that frog, he just started running right at me. I never really got a good hook set into him, and unfortunately, I went to go boat flip him, which I just love doing, and he got off. I should have netted the fish probably, but who knows? I could have been grabbing for the net. He could have got off then, but that's a heartbreaker. It's got me worked up. I'm freaking shaking. That might have been the biggest bass of the year, to be honest. I think he was bigger than that previous fish we caught right away this morning. I really do. He was probably pushing easily 5 pounds, 20 plus inches, just a freaking biggin. But this topwater frog has been getting some very aggressive blow-ups. We got 2 fish so far. We've been out here probably for an hour now. We're really taking my time fishing these pads. We're probably going to be out here for till noon at least. We're getting to these pads that we fished last week, and we pulled a couple fish out of 2. We probably got, I don't know, 300 yards of pads to fish, and then we'll shoot across to the other side of the lake, and there's more thick pads over there. And then depending on the time and how the bite is, we might go do some more exploring on the other lakes that are connected, or head her back to the launch. But so far it's been a good morning. Hopefully we can stick another big one. There's definitely some huge bass in here. Just very good habitat in this lake for big bass. I mean, real weedy, muck bottom, lots of panfish. I supposedly 10 plus years ago this lake froze out. So it's crazy how well a fishery like this can grow back and produce some quality fish. So pretty cool. We're gonna keep casting. Stay tuned. Another good one. Wow. Stay pinned. That's a good one. Hooked pretty good. Get in here. Thought it was a little bigger, but heck yeah. That makes the guy feel good after he just lost that freaking giant, but not bad. Second bass of the day. That's a healthy fish. We got lily pads, and we got the sun coming up, and we got fog rolling off the water. Just a textbook frog catch. Well, guys, this frog is officially donezo. It's caught us a lot of fish. Has caught us some big fish, but caught that northern and it got tore up a little bit, and now the nose is just shot. So it's just filling up with water. We've been going through frogs like crazy. I just ordered a bunch online. A good thing we got a bunch in here too. I really like throwing the natural colors. But look at this, we got a brand new one right here. Dude, that fish just clean snapped me off. I hardly set the hook. That was insane. What the heck? Literally, I hardly put any pressure on that. That's insane, dude. I could see the fish waking on it. Happened really fast. What the heck? All right, guys, so we are gonna run over to the other side of the lake. Luckily, the wind has picked up, unfortunately, but luckily it's blowing into this stuff we already fished the previous weekend, so we can go try to fish that new stuff on the opposite end. The shoreline treated us pretty good. We only got 3 fish so far. on the topwater frog, 2 bass and a northern. We've had some pretty aggressive blow-ups. I did snap off on I believe it was probably a northern, and then we did lose that big bass that we talked about earlier. But we're gonna shoot across to the other lake and keep throwing this frog. I am on a Booyah pad crab here, so I tied on a Guggen frog, kind of a sandy color. So hopefully we get bit here. All right, guys, we are on the other side of the lake now. These are new pads that we haven't fished yet on this lake. So I'll probably fish this, and then there's some more pads to our left in a cove. And then this is the channels in here to go to those other lakes, so we might do that as well, but we'll see how this bite is. Hopefully it's good. All right, guys, we are gonna head to those new lakes in this channel here. Kind of gotta go drive through the swamp. There's a bunch of lily pads, and haven't caught a fish in over an hour. I don't know, it's like the fish just became non-existent with the topwater frog. Not sure if it's the color or what, but we're gonna go into this channel, head to those new lake, and see what happens. Stay tuned. All right, we are at the mouth of the new lake here. Pretty froggy habitat, a lot of pads, not a big lake at all. And then there's another lake over there, as you guys could tell on the aerial. But hopefully we get on a good top water bite. I mean, I'd like to keep catching them on the frog. It's just so fun, and it produces big fish, but haven't caught one in over an hour now, so it's kind of making me question what I should be throwing. But we're gonna keep throwing this, and hopefully we get in some. Just saw a nice northern swimming out in front of me. Here comes this northern. Oh my gosh. Look at that fish. Shit. Of course we run out of room. Oh, look at this big bass right here, guys. Let's see if we can catch him. Just right on this weed mat. If we can catch this fish, that'll be so sick. All right, guys, we're gonna work our way back to the main lake where we launched at. Gonna fish our way out of this channel. No luck on this tiny lake, which was really surprising. It looked really good. There's a bunch of small bluegill, and there's all these weed mats and tall weeds and deeper water with pockets and stuff. That would just be, you think would be perfect for a topwater frog, but no blow-ups. I did see that one nice bass and one nice northern. I did throw the swim jig around a little bit too, and just nothing. But overall, kind of hard to fish with any other bait than a swim jig and a topwater frog. We did see, there's a deep hole kind of on the shoreline, and we saw like 21 feet, but no fish at all. So kind of disappointed, but this channel looked pretty deep, and there's some deeper pads, so we're just gonna take our time back, and maybe we'll hook into one. So stay tuned. Jesus, I'm completely airborne for it. That was a big one. Oh, just thinking about wrapping it up too. That thing freaking destroyed it. Barely hooked him. Ah, it's been a grind. Alrighty guys, we are gonna wrap this morning up. It is 11 a.m. The boats are out in the middle, tubing and stuff. So we're back at the main lake. I've kind of fished my way out of that channel. I had one good fish, could go completely airborne for the frog, completely missed it. Wasn't really paying attention either. And then got out to the main lake, fished it for a little bit, and we just missed it. Well, we hooked into that nice fish for a little bit. Really didn't connect good with it, obviously. But overall, we only caught 3 fish. It was a grind out here. Definitely beat. Definitely discouraging at the end. We started the morning off catching that really nice 4-pounder like with a second cast with topwater frog, and then caught a northern in that same section of pads very shortly after, and then lost that big one. That was a heartbreaker. That might have been my biggest bass of the year. That fish, I feel like, just running at me, couldn't catch up with it, and then tried both of them and he wasn't hooked good enough and he got off. And then we caught another bass after that, and then we snapped off on a northern. So we missed some big fish. We had some big blow-ups. We snapped off, we lost some, and surprisingly on that other lake, no luck. We did some exploring. It was fun. It was a beautiful morning nonetheless. Happy to get out here. This year in general has probably been my best year for catching big bass between smallmouth and largemouth. Just a lot of big fish, 18 inch plus and over fish. Just crazy. So that topwater frog has just been killer for me this summer. I've caught so many big bass on it, as you guys know. But we're gonna head back to the launch, and hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.